Welcome to the Hiding Through Horrors podcast, where we're a horror movie fanboy, a horror movie junkie, and a cinema connoisseur gathered to review horror movies and movie franchises. I'm Mark,
I'm Tawan.
And Maria.
and today we're watching Rec 3, which came out in 2012. But before we get to Rec 3 and all the weird, cool, demonic zombies, which I still don't know how I feel about that. But before we get into all that, Tawan, can you give the people a plot summary?
Yep. So, Rec 3 is about newlyweds Clara and Caldo as they watch their wedding reception descend into chaos and carnage when their guests become infected by a virus that turns them into hungry zombies.
So Rec 3, it was kind of different than the first two. I wasn't expecting a difference. Just when I was like getting into the found footage thing, they dropped the found footage. I was like, what the fuck? I was not expecting that. What'd you guys think?
Um, I liked it. I liked that it wasn't fully found footage because just how it happened in the movie, I feel like if they were carrying around the camera the whole time, it wouldn't make as much sense for this one. Which is funny. Funny how they addressed it in the movie when the character's like, I need to record this and everything, and the guy's like, bro, are you serious? Like, throw that camera down. We have to get out of here. And then it like switched after that. So I thought that was I didn't mind the change up honestly, because I got it for the first two because of how they were set up, but yeah, this one it didn't need it for the entire movie. But at least they paid homage to like the first two with having it like a found footage style in the beginning and like piecing some of like the footage from like phones and stuff in the crowd to the movie and things like that. But I was fine with the switch up when it happened.
Maria.
I mean, I guess it was different. I like how they made that scene very dramatic. Like, oh my god, the camera's broken. Who's gonna record? And then it just continues on being like a regular movie, I guess. I like how they were switching off between like, you can see what's going on through the cameras versus like you see what's going on with everybody else without having the camera. It was okay. I mean, it was all right.
I liked it. Being that I was expecting it to be 100% found footage like it was like the first two were, and then it just like flips you on that, but still try to like keeps like found footage some elements. When he was watching the surveillance camera, he was seeing that I forgot his name, but the his young friend was taking people on the bus. I was like, no, they still have like some found footage elements. I like how they're incorporating it in and out, but overall, I like this movie. Now, what are some scenes that you guys liked or disliked?
Yeah, I think my favorite part in the movie definitely were when Clara was in the tunnels with the one of the guys that was left from the group that she was in. Like she kind of went badass in that moment when she got the chainsaw, took off like part of her dress, and then just like
Oh, I love that
started
imagery.
yeah, like started going like crazy on the zombies. Like they put whatever scenes they had that chainsaw, and they put that chainsaw to work on the zombies.
They really did. And when she like chopped that guy's head off with like one swipe,
Yep.
I was done. I was like, damn, she just did that. What about you, Maria?
Yeah.
You got any scenes that you liked or didn't like?
Well, I did like the scene where she's like cutting people up with a chainsaw. Um, it was pretty cool because she was like cutting them and like cutting them in half and cutting their heads off. It was really cool. Um, that scene where they had to leave that guy behind in the beginning, like in the kitchen, that scene was so sad. I was not expecting that.
It was sad, and then when you find him later and he like slit his wrist, I was not
Yeah,
ready for that. I was not ready for
Yeah.
that.
that was so sad. I was like, no. I guess he went out on his own terms, but still.
I mean, in a zombie situation, I would think I don't know if I would be as brave as him, but I would hope I could be because like when you have to pick between like okay, I'm the bigger guy, I can't run that fast from the zombies. I don't want to be a zombie, so I gotta take myself out. Like I don't know if I would be able to make that
Yeah.
decision. I applaud him, but it was sad as fuck.
Like in my mind, I feel like I would make that decision, but in that, if I was there, I don't know if I'll be able to make that decision.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have the balls. And I applaud Buddy, but them leaving him behind was sad, and then him finding his body was sad. I was like, I like this character though. What the fuck just happened? Anything else?
Let's see. Trying to remember. One scene, well, I guess it was just interesting because it was just specific for the wreck movies. Was the two times when the zombies were like stopped because they're like demon zombies instead of just straight up zombies.
Because they were praying.
Yeah, like when they,
I
like
hated
the time
that.
when they were put, like I just thought it was like interesting just for those specific movies, and then when they were playing the prayers over the speaker, but the granddad didn't hear it because he had a hearing aid. That was, I'm not gonna lie, that was hilarious.
I hated that whole thing.
That
I
was
cause
that was funny though.
I still haven't accepted the whole like demonic zombie. So like all of that is like it. I don't. It takes me out of it.
Mm,
I mean, at least for once, the priest was useful.
that's
Yeah,
true.
the priest. True, because the last movie he was an asshole and caused all that. So, but I do like it. This movie, like it isn't a remake or like just some like, well, it's a random sequel, but like it also acknowledges the original because when how do you say his name? Is it Kato? I don't want to say it wrong. That's how you say it, right? Kato.
Oh,
When
Coldo.
Coldo.
Kolo. I don't
Yeah,
know where the T
Coldo.
came. I don't know
yeah,
Koldo. I don't know where the T came from. But when Koldo was in the security room watching security camera, like that shot like behind his head, they had like the news feed like on like so it has like a news channel and they're talking about the outbreak at the apartment building. So it's all like connected. And then I think the Uncle Victor, he was bitten at the animal shelter, and that isn't that where one of the dogs went? Well, that's where Jennifer's dog went.
yeah.
Yeah, so it they try to connect it, and I was like, you know what, A for effort. I enjoy it. Scene I didn't like was uh, the scene where they find Rafa and Natalie. I'm like, y'all don't hear any of like I know y'all fucking, but y'all don't hear any of the fucking screaming. Y'all hear none of that.
Natalie was the sister, right?
No,
Like
she
she.
was a friend.
Oh, that was a friend. Cause she was the friend of Clara's, correct?
Yeah, because she was like, I think they were friends because she was like,
Cause she didn't want to invite
I,
her or something to the wedding, if I
yeah, she didn't want
recall.
to invite her, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
damn,
Yeah.
bitch, I
Yeah.
just die. I'm dying for no fucking reason. Then, like, rude, 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 rude.
I don't know. This movie was just too dramatic for me.
What do
Yeah.
you mean?
What do you mean? Like, well, first, okay, well, that scene where like um I think yeah, the uncle where they see him on top and everybody's looking at him and he's like teetering like he's about to fall and then he doesn't and then he does and then he doesn't and then you're like waiting because you kind of know something's wrong with him because you saw him throw up and then he finally falls and then he bites people. um I don't know, and then like when she gets bitten, like towards the end, and she just holds up her hand like, "Oh my god, I have a bite," and they just look at each other, and there's like music in the background, and then like the ending where they like, she turn he they go out and she turns into a zombie, and then they kiss, and then she bites him, and I don't know, it was just a lot of dramatics.
I wasn't expecting the ending was unexpected to me. I knew the whole time he was gonna die because it just wouldn't have made sense if he survived. Like once she said she was pregnant, I was like, okay, he's gonna die.
Mhm.
He's dying, but she's gonna survive with the baby. They wouldn't kill a mother and an unborn baby. I was like, there's no way she dies. And then they died together, and I was like, what the fuck? I wasn't expecting that.
Really, I
Yeah.
was totally expecting it.
I knew he was gonna die because that makes sense. That makes 100% sense. I just thought he was gonna survive. I thought she was gonna survive. My mind was blown. I was like, damn, this did not go as I expected it at all.
I think for me also in the movie, one more scene that I probably didn't like, so they were still on that was the scene when they decided to go to the bus. I would have not left that little church to go to the bus
That was
when the
so
zombies when
dumb.
the zombies were staying out of the church.
That was so dumb. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought the actor was cute. I was like, this is a cute character. Don't be stupid. And then he was stupid. I was like, you. I don't even feel bad. I want to feel bad because you cute, but like you're dumb. Why did you leave the protected area to
Yeah,
get on a
that made
fucking
no
bus?
sense.
Where are you taking this bus to?
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck is going on? Anything else?
I didn't like when Clara and Rafa are like in the tunnels, right? And they're about to leave, they're about to get out, and she's like, "Oh no, I have to go back for my husband." You know, that's understandable, right? You want to go back, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But he goes back with her, and I'm like, you were so close, and you decide to go back, and then he dies. He gets
I
bitten.
think I think he felt like I gotta protect my friend's wife. I gotta be a good friend. She would have
Fuck
been there by
that. There's
herself.
people, or
Yeah,
there's literally
she would have been there by herself.
no,
Oh
there's
my
literally
god.
zombies around killing people. Fuck that. Like, you want to go back? Fine. I don't give a fuck. I'm leaving, getting out of here. If I was her, I would never have gone back. I would have been long gone. Fuck my husband. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, save
Like he
yourself.
he
I'll see
won't be
you.
alive to get mad at me for not coming back for him. So like, I there's no I can feel guilty, but I'll be alive feeling guilty. Like I'm so sorry. I have like as your partner, I expect you to do the same. Get the fuck out. Don't come back to me. Because if you come back for me, I might just leave you because you were dumb. Because I don't want to be with no idiot. Leave. Like, ugh. Like, but speaking of them doing stupid shit, let's talk about the characters. And first up, I have Clara. What you guys think about Clara?
Clara's a good character. I liked her character.
She was a decent final girl.
Yeah, like we love a final girl, and um, she you could just like you just tell her character like especially like when they were in that tunnel, she got the damn chainsaw and stuff. She was just over it at that point, and she was like just
She was
ready to
ready to
get
whoop
out of
some
there.
ass.
No, literally, like you could just tell she was over it by that point. Like her day is already fucked up. It was her wedding. Um, Now they got to deal with zombies, so she just took it in her own hands. She wanted to find her boo. She found her boo, and they got back. They didn't last, but they died together.
I liked her up until she was being a bitch to Natalie. I'm like, there was literally zombies around trying to kill us. And you're picking this moment that I'm being chased by fucking zombies to be like, I didn't want to invite you anyway. Bitch, I'm being chased because you invited me out of pity. I was like, Clarice, I didn't like that. You could have kept that to yourself. You that was unneeded. But she was a good final girl. Like she redeemed herself for me when like for the whole like tunnel sequence.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, she badass right now. This is badass. But what about you, Maria? Did you like Clara?
I liked her from the beginning, like ever since
Hmm.
she was, stuck in that room with the priest, and the priest was like freaking the fuck out. He was like, "It's the end. This is over." Blah blah blah, and
He
she
was
like
pissing me
slapped him, and
off.
she was like, "Get the fuck over here, bro. We gotta go. Just zombies coming. Let's go." And she just hopped out of the window, like she like took charge. They got out, and since then she's been kind of like fighting like basically the whole time. She was fighting. That tunnel scene though was great because that's when she was like really like fuck these zombies, and she grabbed the chainsaw, and she must be strong as hell to wave that thing around, bro.
She was definitely swinging that bitch back
She
and forth.
was
Like it was
right.
nothing.
I would have been so tired just trying to start it up.
I would have dropped that bitch on myself after the first swing.
Yeah, she was just swinging it and and like hitting people with it. I was like,
Like it was paper. Like calm down. But what did you guys think about? How do you say his name?
Kodo.
Coldo.
Colto. What did you guys think about Colto? I think he was chivalrous, trying to find wanting to go out and find his wife. I think he was. I don't know. I actually liked him. I liked his efforts. I enjoyed watching him try his hardest to find her. What about you guys?
I would say I did like actually no yeah I would say both Caldo and Clara. I liked both of them actually. Like pretty much out of everyone else in the movie, they were the best, and I definitely do feel what you're like saying about him being like chivalrous, wanting to find his wife, but he actually did want to find her. Though I feel like in other movies, probably some people would have probably been like, "Fuck my wife, I just got married," and left. But he actually he really wanted to find her, especially like when she was able to tell him that he was pregnant. He definitely wanted to find her after that, and like this man was willing to put on some holy armor and look very comedic.
That looked heavy as fuck.
Yeah, that armor looked heavy and very funny on him to go find his girl. So props to the character, cause yeah, I don't know if you could have got me to leave that safe space.
I thought it was so cheesy that they gave him that armor and he's supposed to go find and save his wife. um, I don't honestly like she stood out for me a lot more than he did.
Yeah,
I feel like you saw her do a lot more stuff than he did. He was just kind of like sneaking around and you know,
He wasn't reacting to everything. She was like actually doing it.
yeah, yeah, and I mean, it was, I guess, nice of him to go out and look for his pregnant wife. Like, I get that, you know, if she was pregnant, I get why he would want to go. Though I kind of wish they did something about the whole pregnancy thing. You know, I felt like they just said, "Oh, she's pregnant," and that was it. um,
They kind of just threw it in there just so we could be like root for them, but it added nothing to the story.
yeah, yeah,
Like if they would explain that she still turned because the minute she was bit, the blood the baby got infected first, but they didn't even do that, which would have been like interesting.
yeah.
Uh,
Also, that scene where he found the armor and you hear like, and then the music in the background, that was very dramatic. You cannot tell me that was not dramatic. That was so cheesy. I was like,
it was
what?
not needed. It was
I
so
was like,
fucking
what
cheesy.
the?
I can tell you I got on Clara. No, I mean on Kato.
yeah, I
Koto.
think that's all on him. Like he was like he was fine. Like he was serviceable for the plot needed him for.
He had a job and he performed it well.
Pretty much.
Well, what'd you guys think about Rafa?
Um, so just so I'm making sure I got it, Rafa was the one in the tunnel with Clara, correct?
Yep, he was
Yeah.
the one fucking doing the original attack.
Yeah. I he's a little goofy for me, like we said earlier, for going back because I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I got you. Like we got this far. You can figure out the rest on your own because I'm not going back. But also like also said earlier, how did no one hear? How did you or Natalie not hear none of the commotion that was going on?
It
It does.
was
It really
loud
doesn't
as
make sense.
fuck.
It was so
Like,
much going on.
were they moaning in each other's ear very loud? Like even then, like come on.
Like it was a lot going on. People screaming everywhere. Like just think of like there's so many people at that wedding. It's so like no way y'all didn't hear anything. Come on now.
Yeah, he didn't really like stand out much besides like, you know, after he got with Clara and then, you know, Clara was basically kicking ass trying to get them safe down there and he was just kind of like there, I guess. I mean, I guess like towards the end, like before he died, they were trying to kind of redeem him because he came back with her, which I thought was stupid because look, like if you want to go die, go ahead, but I'm not. I'm right
But did
here.
he need? But what was he being? Like I got. I got the sense they were trying to redeem him by making him go back, but what were they redeeming him from?
Exactly. Like he I guess they were. I'm telling you, this movie's dramatic. They were trying to make it. They were trying to like, make it seem like, oh my god, like he's gonna go back with her after he said no, and trying to get her to leave. And
There is nothing wrong with him saying like, "This is a zombie apocalypse. It's every person for them fucking selves." I am so sorry. Like, I love my friends, but if it's you or me versus the zombie, like, I'm so sorry.
yeah,
You getting eaten.
yeah, like it's not gonna be me. I'm sorry. If you want to go back, if you want to go save so and so, go ahead, go right ahead. But I'm gonna leave. If,
Especially when you're looking for your husband. That has nothing to do with me.
yeah, literally, it has nothing to do with him. Like I don't.
Well, it looks like we're all disappointed in Rafa. So, what about Uncle Victor, the very first infected at the wedding party?
He looked, they were saying like in the movie, like, oh, he's just drunk and stuff. He looked more than drunk. Like that man just looked like he was sick. Like even though we didn't know like demon zombies were happening, that man looked way more than just drunk and like drunk and stuff. That man looked very sickly. He looked like he should have been like sent to the hospital
Quarantined.
or like
Now
checked up
nowadays he
before.
wouldn't be let in. Like
No, for real.
nowadays it's like
You're like,
like
oh,
you
that's
got
just
COVID, my nigga. Get the fuck
yeah, that's
up.
just Uncle. Or like, no, no, no. Uncle looks very sick right now. We don't know zombies. We don't know he's about to turn into a
That's
zombie,
just
but he
Uncle.
looks
First of
very
all,
sick.
when you have to say that's just Uncle because he showed up drunk, he shouldn't be at the wedding then. Like I don't want this drunk nigga at my wedding ceremony. Like no.
No, really.
Now I'm being now he brought the whole virus. Our drunk Uncle Victor brought the virus. Now everything's ape shit.
To be honest, he's like my favorite zombie. Like in the beginning, when he was like falling for some reason, and then he like bit someone, and then I think you see him again. I think Koldo's the one that sees him, and he's like laughing and attacking him and laughing. I thought that was like really
Oh,
pretty.
in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Oh, in the kitchen, I love
I
that
like that
kitchen
scene.
scene.
I actually, yeah, I do like that scene also.
yeah, because he's like, and it's so. I don't know. I thought it was like I don't know. I thought it was great because all the
Because
other
was Zombie
zombies.
Victor drunk? Because he seemed drunk. I was like, is Zombie Victor drunk?
I thought he already had what's her face in him, and she was just laughing because I don't know, because she's crazy.
But Uncle Victor, the MVP of the zombies. But what you guys think about Natalie? I wanted more of Natalie. I feel like Natalie should have been. She should have been our wild card final girl who just like appeared alive at the end for no fucking reason because she was dead petty and I didn't appreciate it.
Yeah, I didn't. I would say I don't really have much to say about her because she was barely there, to be honest. Like I was like, as soon as we got introduced to her, she was dead.
Yeah, right. Like basically, like I don't really have any huge thoughts about her. I felt like she was just there just to add on to the dramatics. Like
Yeah,
oh, like everybody's dying, but look at this scene where they talk about their feelings and then she dies. Like literally, she dies like right away.
yeah. I thought like when I originally watched the movie a while back, I thought like when she got attacked, like Clara was gonna like get the zombie off her and like I don't know, try to like
I thought that
get her
too, but
friend.
now I was like, wait, Clara don't like her.
Yeah, like I thought she was gonna like get her off, like get the zombie off her and like save her, like save her friend, and like they were gonna last to the end, and then like no, she's just dead.
Well, from Natalie to Adrian. Adrian was the guy who took everyone on the bus. And that was the stupidest thing. Like you were in a protected room with all these protective items and you decided to take your ass on the bus. What do you guys think of Adrian?
That was such a dumb decision. Cause okay, tell me if I'm wrong. Like none of the zombies got into that church, correct?
Nope, because they couldn't. They couldn't get past
Exactly. So
religious
I'm like,
injury.
it serves no purpose to leave right now. And like, especially with like you guys already figured out they can't come into the place of worship. Y'all don't know why, but we know they can't. And we saw how easy it was to like even bring people into it without the zombies even attacking them. So I'm like, I'm just gonna stay in here. So he was dumb for coming up with that, and they were stupid for following.
No sympathy.
That part was so sad. You literally watch these kids screaming and these zombies going after them, and you hear the gun go off, and it's like, what the? Like after a while, I was just like, I don't. I feel like I don't know. That scene was just kind of a lot. I mean, yeah, he's stupid because why would you leave your protective like you could just wait it out. Like they're not gonna come in, but he just decided to leave for no reason. Couldn't even close the doors
He,
on time.
yeah, it
That's
took
the thing.
forever for them to get on that fucking to get on the bus. I was like, why is it taking
To be
so
honest,
long?
like if you're gonna do it fast. Like these zombies are fast. You saw how they were, but
Like they should have I'm like I get you're trying to like look around to make sure no zombies are coming, but you're taking too long to get on the bus. Like you stood looking for like 10 minutes. It felt like get on the fucking bus, and it took them forever. They had enough time to get on the bus and to close the doors. Like, what the fuck happened?
yep. Yeah, those doors were
Uh,
closed. Like who the fuck just let it go open? And then all these kids are fucked because
Yep.
you know.
it was stupid. But from stupid Adrian to Atun, R.I.P. Atun. Like I wasn't expecting him to kill himself. I wasn't expecting him to take himself out. I was not. It broke me. I was like, what's happening? This is a zombie movie. Why are we getting deep like this?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't expect him. Well, one, I didn't when it showed that he, took himself out. I thought like that room was gonna be filled with zombies. I was just surprised that they
I thought
like
he was
did
gonna
they held
become
off.
one.
Yeah, I thought like I was surprised they didn't break in. I was like, damn, he could have survived a little longer. Like if he probably maybe would have still ended up getting infected, but maybe he could have survived a little bit more longer.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that they were gonna go back to him, and turns out like he somehow lived and he's fine. Cause like in the beginning, like I mean, I noticed how they didn't show us how he died, and I thought maybe just they just didn't want to show it because the scene was sad enough. But
Mm.
but like when you go see him and he's like slumped over and you see his arm and it's like, oh my god, like he killed himself before they could get to him. I thought that was so sad.
So sad, but like I said earlier, like I applaud him because I don't know if I would have been able to do that. It was unexpected, especially like a zombie movie. It's not like a horror movie. Like I don't know. I never expected it. It took it. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like I feel like usually like they always want to like play up the whole, everybody's dying and these zombies are killing everyone, that you don't really see a lot of suicides.
Yeah.
That's insane. It was a good scene. Like his whole arc from beginning to end was like both scenes he was in made me cry. When I left him, I was like, no. I mean, they came back and he was dead. I was like, oh no. But the scene with him and Muncho, when Muncho stupid ass made him drop the fucking
Oh my god, that pissed me off.
and Muncho was next. That's why I want to complain because he was a fucking idiot. Like they would at least had a fighting because they would have been in the tunnel, right? They would have been in the tunnel, and the tunnel didn't have any zombies for a while, so
Hmm.
they could have definitely. It could have been a whole different thing. Like you see him about to unscrew it. Why the fuck did you go over there to fucking try to take over?
Yeah, that
It
guy
was
was
so
stupid. Because he was, I don't know, the guys were freaking out. They're like, you're not going fast enough. And then he drops the fucking thing. Like, there you go. Now nobody's going anywhere.
what do you guys think about him?
The one who dropped the multi tool, that guy.
Yep.
Oh my god, that part pissed me off immediately. Like, I probably like in that situation, like If I was there, people like he would have had to go or like stay in the room while we do everything else, since he obviously can't
He
like
should have been left behind.
no for real. Cause like, he obviously can't be like trusted to help right now because he is doing too much.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like him like in that scene because he was kind of the reason why, the other guy had to stay behind and basically died. But I think he was the first one to kill a zombie. Like I think he like stabbed him. Um I thought that
Yes.
was pretty
Yeah.
cool, 'cause he was just like cuz he was like killing and stabbing the shit out of the zombie and everybody's just looking at him like, "Oh my god." Um and then like right away, he went over to the police car where everybody was like in shock and he was, trying to call. I feel like in that scene he was the one who took action while everybody was just kind of freaking out, which makes sense. I mean, they were kids. Um
Still glad he died. I was so glad when he was eating inside the car. I was like, yes, fuck you. You're the reason. He's the reason they had to go outside. So like, yeah, fuck that guy. But from Mucho to the priest, he was actually a useful priest. Like he actually
A new
served a
development.
purpose. What do you guys think about him?
I mean, he came in clutch at the end. He definitely came in clutch at the end of the movie with the saying the prayers over the speakers because excuse me, it definitely looked like it was about to be done for Caldo and Clara until that happened, and but it also made me wonder like could the priests like and of the past and like they've just been saying prayers and over speakers and they could have got the rest of these situations done with now that we have more information.
like literally, they could have just grabbed a microphone, gone in there. I mean, he was useful for once, like the priest was. In the beginning though, he wasn't until, Clara slapped the shit out of him and she was like, like get over it, we got to go. He was okay, like I feel like I mean, he was there in the beginning with Clara, and then he kind of disappeared towards the middle, and then he just suddenly saves the day with the whole speaker thing, which I was thinking the whole time, like, how is he gonna get out? Like, who's gonna say the prayers while he like tries to leave? Which I guess makes sense because nobody,
He's alive,
no,
isn't
no,
he?
no one was gonna leave there alive. I'm pretty
No,
sure they were not gonna let anybody leave, no matter what.
Yeah, but like he's the last one to live, right? Because he was still
Yeah,
saying the prayer.
we
I
know,
didn't even
yes.
think about that until you said it.
yeah, he was the last one.
Damn,
No,
fucking
and
priest.
that's what I was thinking. I was like, like what's he gonna do? I also thought that Clara and Caldo were gonna go get him. Like he saved them, and now they kind of have to go save him. But they just left. They were just like, well, we gotta go now. Bye.
They're like, thank you, but we out.
Literally.
All right, we're on our last character, Sponge John.
Best character in the movie.
I was
No, I'll
like,
just play it.
he when he popped up and he just like shot shot the fucking zombie. I was like, oh damn. I'm like, okay, Sponge John got the fucking he got the marks. He took that fucking zombie right out. I wasn't expecting it. I also wasn't expecting him to live as long as he did because definitely should have been dead way sooner. But okay, what do
Yeah.
you guys think about him?
Yeah, I just thought his character was funny. Like his whole talking about how he didn't want to get like sued for copyright in the beginning because they were hinting that he was basically supposed to be SpongeBob. So I just thought that was just
Mm-hmm.
funny in general. But he did come in handy at a point. Like he died as soon as he came, almost as soon as he came back, almost. But he served a little purpose for a second.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you would have someone like that like at a wedding. You know, Sponge John.
Yeah,
It's definitely more of a kids party type
Right?
feel.
Like, but
Honestly, I would probably do something stupid like that too. Like I might have like a clown doing like juggling and making balloon animals at my wedding, so I can't judge. So
that's crazy.
You say that now, but you'll be right there getting the balloon animal, Maria.
Okay, but I'll walk in thinking, wow, it's crazy that there's someone here that you bought this man to make balloon animals. Even though I want one, I still think it's crazy. I'm not asking to make me something difficult.
As you should.
Yeah, he lasts. Yeah, like you're right. He lasted a little longer than I thought he would. And I don't know. I kind of liked him in the movie. Like it was pretty cool to see him. Pretty, at first when I first saw him, I had no idea what the fuck he was until he like explained it. And him with the shotgun was great. And then when he died, I felt so bad. They just left him.
Yeah.
Because he was going to come back. Oh, left his ass too. But there was one scene that I forgot to mention when we're talking about the scenes. When all the zombies walked past the mirror and we saw Tristiana in a reflection, that was
Yeah,
actually pretty cool.
I thought that was so cool too. Like you can see that she's in all of them,
That
and
was a
I thought
cool
that was like
decision.
dope.
And I still don't like the I still don't know how I feel about the whole demonic possession, demonic zombies thing, but I did enjoy that scene. So
I guess I did kind of like how they didn't put so much emphasis on the whole like the emphasis on the whole
mhm.
demonic thing, like because like in the last movie it's basically all they focused on. In this movie you barely even see the priest to begin with.
It's just a last minute Hail Mary that's thrown in there to save the day.
Basically.
It's still weird, but let's get into some behind the scene facts. I don't have much. Uh, the budget for this was 6.4 million, and they made 10 million in the box office. And I also believe that this was the last one to be released in theaters because the next one goes direct to DVD. Back when that was a thing. Um, Part one and part two were both filmed by a duo directing team. Lucio, I'm not going to say their names because I'm going to mess that up. They were filmed by a duo of directors, but after the second one, they made a deal that they will both direct one each separately. So one director took this one, and then the next director took over the last one. And it was his decision to get rid of the whole found footage thing.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, this has a 72% on Rotten Tomatoes out of 85 reviews. So the people like it. But did the critics like it? For the most part, they did. They said it was an enjoyable and watchable film. They gave it 4 out of 5 from the New York Post. Slint magazine says if a fourth movie wasn't already in the works, Rex 3 could have easily represented a nail in the franchise coffin, giving it a 0 out of 5. So,
Zero?
mixed. I would say mixed. But I think this was a good. I don't think this is a nail in the coffin. But what did you guys think? What are your reviews out of 5 for Rec 3?
I think I'd give Rec 3 probably like a 3.5 out of 5. Even though I would say out of the movies, just because of the setting and stuff, I do like this one a lot. Um, but yeah, I'd probably give it like a 3.5 out of 5. Like I enjoyed the movie for what it was and stuff. Like you don't see a zombie wedding that often.
Honestly, I didn't really like it. I really liked the first two. This one, I mean, I liked some parts better than others. I just like it. I don't know. Just sometimes it was just a little too dramatic for me. A little too kind of cheesy, to be honest. Um, I'd give it like a 3. Um, like I don't think it. I think it's a good, follow up movie to the other two movies. It's just like the movie like itself was kind of like I don't know. I just found myself being like, why would they do that? Why are they doing that? And um, but I mean, if I had to watch it again, I'd watch it if someone else wants to watch it and there's nothing else to watch.
Wow. So for background noise, when you're talking to friends, when they come over,
No, if they come over, I would still put the first two
got you.
movies. But if like if I go to someone else's house
Mm.
and they're like, "Oh, we should watch this movie. It's so good," and I'd be like, "No, it's not, but you can watch it." And they probably put it on anyway. Like it's
Wow.
okay.
Well, well, for me, I give it a 4 out of 5. I enjoyed this movie. I like the change of pace. I like that it was something different, but it was still within continuity. We still see Tristiana. Everything that happened in the first two movies is happening in the background. You have characters who were somewhat connected to people from the first movie, with the Uncle Victor being a vet, being bitten by Jennifer's dog, and stuff like that. It's really good. So it gets a 4 out of 5 for me. And I like that with the first two, it was super claustrophobic because they were in one location and they were stuck there. But with this one, they were able to go all around the wedding venue, like above it, under it, over it, next to it. They were every fucking way at this wedding venue. So I enjoyed that. So 4 out of 5. But next week we're reviewing the last Rec movie. It's Rec 4, The Apocalypse, which came out in 2014. Now, I watched the trailer for this and I see that Angela has returned, so
Mhm.
I'm interested because I didn't think we were going to go back to the first two. I thought it was going to be a whole different story. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's
This
like
should be
it's a
good.
whole different setting.
Oh, so it changes again. See, I'm liking it. I'm liking it already. So thank you guys for listening. Hope you join us next week for Rec 4. The Haddonfield Horrors podcast is a Letters to Media production.
Should we do an intro?